Okay, hi, my name is Amber, and I go to the Door Christian Fellowship Church here in Corpus Christi, Texas. I just want to tell you that I thank God for what He's done in my life. I came to the church back in 1999. I was 19 years old. I'm currently 38 years old. And I had a young lady named Lucy. She knocked on my door, and it was in November. And I remember she specifically asked me if I was to die today, would I make heaven my home? So quickly I answered her, and I told her, yes, I'd make heaven my home. And she asked me one specific question that I'll never forget. She was like, are you married? So I remember kind of being prideful, basically, and very, very defensive. And I asked her, why you asking me that? Just because you don't see a ring on my finger, I could have taken it off to wash dishes. And she kind of laughed, and then quickly I went back to her and I said, are you married? Because I saw that she was pregnant and she looked real young to me. Well, ironically, she was married and she was young. She was about 17, 18 years old at the time. And I will say that it was very right on time, because later on in life, as I learned, God really is right on time, only because of the fact that I had already told my son, who was 1 year old, that I didn't want to go to the club anymore. Like, he really understood me. And I knew that I wanted to go back to church, but I just didn't know where. The church that I had currently gotten saved in before I had backslid, because I was backslidden at the time for about 2 years, from the period of 17 years old when I graduated from high school to 19 years old when I actually finally stepped into the Door Christian Fellowship, which was the Potter's House and Temple at first. I will tell you that I was just not wanting to do the things I did anymore, which was drink Heineken, sex outside of marriage, and go to the club. So I was in that stage where God could come and say something to me, because my heart was open, but I didn't have direction to know where I wanted to go. So anyways, the young lady, she witnessed to me, and she asked me that question, and I told her, later on I answered her, and I said, no, I wasn't married. So with that being said, she went back to, well, then how can you say you're going to make heaven your home? And told me how the Bible says that sex outside of marriage is wrong, and that you will not make heaven your home doing these things. Later on down the road, I wish I could say that she stayed safe. She did not. But I thank God for her to this day, because I got up, I put my baby in a stroller, and I walked to the church. She had given me the address, and she gave me a key point of where the address was located, which was a favorite chicken place of ours. So I was able to find the church on my own. But I was able to go because I had already known I wanted to go back to church and do something with my life, and not do what I was continuing to do. I just didn't know what. Ever since that day, from Pastor Ortiz, Pastor Guzman, Pastor Wells, Pastor Solis, Pastor Alonzo, and now my pastor, Pastor Dan Kanaj, I will tell you that each one of those men and their wives have shaped and molded me and have done something in my life. And I give God the praise. I'm not having sex outside of marriage anymore. I'm taking care of my 4 children. I'm serving God here in the Door Christian Fellowship here in Corpus Christi, Texas, and I will tell you, I don't regret it. I can't tell you that it's always been peaches and cream, but God gets the glory, because every time I thought it was over in my life and I was ready to be done and I was ready to walk out this door, all I could think about is, do you want to go back to what you've been doing before? Do you really want to go back to the club life? Is it really better out there for you? Is what you're going through right now that bad to give up your walk with God? Because it wouldn't be leaving the church. It would be everything I've been fighting for. Telling my family, this is why I don't club and don't party anymore, don't drink anymore, don't watch perverted things anymore. Would I lose that testimony? Would it be worth it? And because of that, I stay put. Because I do understand and believe that there's an eternity. And when I match what I'm going through against eternity, it doesn't add up. I don't know who I'm speaking to. I don't know who's going to see this, whether you're a young lady, young man, whether you're a teenager, whether you're a married couple, whether you're a single man, single woman. All I can tell you is, it's worth holding on to Jesus Christ. Let people speak into your life, starting with your pastor, pastor's wife, and your friends. Know who your friends are, and keep your testimony, okay? I love God, and I don't love God because He's given me everything I want, because I have lost things in my life that I prayed for, but it wasn't because God didn't love me and didn't want to answer my prayers. He knew in the long run it wasn't good for me. Keep yourself saved. If you don't know what that means, ask somebody who is saved and they'll tell you. And give your life to Jesus Christ if you don't have salvation in your life. That's the best thing I can tell you, is stay living for God. It's the best thing that ever happened for me. Bye.